3 games. I have the day off, and it's a measly 3 games, and I got to work the next 3 days. There's 9 games tomorrow, 9 games on Friday, 9 games on Saturday. Work all 3 days. Blech. At least for Thursday and Friday, I'm off at 2:30 in the morning, or 2:30 in the morning, 2:30 in the afternoon. But on Saturday, which is an awesome day, I work till 6:30, so I'm going to miss most of the action. And I work from 9 in the morning. Give me a 9.5 hour shift. I don't want it. All right, that out of the way. Nashville's in Toronto. So Toronto, we heard for days about how Boston beat Toronto, and Boston was this all-encompassing god of the NHL. And as a Bruins fan, they're not, though. They're playing great hockey right now, but this podium that people have got them on right now, I think, is a little bit too high. And Toronto's a darn good team too. So this is their test here. Now they're at home. They're at home against the Nashville Predators. Predators come in 8-1-1 in their last 10, 32-12-7 overall. Toronto's 31-19-5 and overall, and they're 6-2-2 in their last 10. Second in the Central is the standing for Nashville. They can go to first with a win tonight. I believe so. I think they're 1 point back of Winnipeg. And Toronto, of course, third in the Central, or third in the Atlantic, and they're basically there. That's basically it. I can't see them moving up or down by the end of the season. I could see them moving up. Yeah, I could see it. I just don't know. But again, they'd have to get really hot to do it. Rene hasn't been confirmed, but Anderson has. So the good news for Freddie Anderson and the fans of the Leafs, he's playing tonight. So the Corey Perry kick to the head, it took him out of that game, but he's back tonight. So good news for the Leafs. Big game. You know, I honestly, I hope Toronto wins it so that some of the negative, whatever people want to say about Boston and that game, it was one game, goes away. But if Nashville comes in, and if Nashville plays a perfect road game and let's say shuts out Toronto 3-0, then of course you'll see all kinds of it's the sky falling tomorrow. All the Canadian hockey websites will be, oh, is the sky falling? Is this it? Like, whatever. Toronto can sleepwalk into the playoffs. They're 12 games above 500. They can play 500 hockey from here, and it would take an incredible surge by Florida to make it. It really would. Florida's 1 game above 500 right now, so it would take an amazing surge, and I don't see them having it in them. And yet, this is how the media works. Is let's sow seeds of concern and have people clicking on all these articles about what's wrong. You can turn it on in the playoffs. It's happened. Remember, the last year we had the number 8 seed Predators get in there and go all the way to the final. 2012, the Kings. Remember, they were at the bottom, and then Boston. They're in New York against the struggling Rangers. 32-11-8 record for Boston. Insane. Rangers 25-23-5 record. Of course, Boston's second in the Atlantic. The Rangers are 3 points out of the playoffs. Boston's 8-1-1 in their last 10. The Rangers are 3-7 in their last 10. Hudobin's been confirmed as the starter for Boston. Lundqvist is possible, potential, maybe. The sooner they trade out Nash, I think the faster the Rangers are going to start winning again. And I know that may not make a lot of sense to people, but there's some uncertainty right now with the Rangers. They know Nash has been asked for his list, his trade list, and they've heard rumors about other players. The sooner that the Rangers start moving pieces out and say, all right, this is what we are, this is where we're headed, I really think that will benefit the team. Think about St. Louis and how all the Shattenkirk talk last year at the deadline, and then Shattenkirk gets moved, and St. Louis got better. I really think that can happen for the Rangers too. That subtracting could potentially make them better. And I do wonder, should the Rangers miss the playoffs this year, and should this rebuild start, does that mean the end for Alain Vigneault? Does Vigneault get booted in favor of maybe a younger coach, a coach who's better at dealing with rebuild / retools, whatever they're doing? Maybe it'll be a different coach they bring in. Oilers. They're in LA against the Kings. This, of course, used to be a storied rivalry. Back in the Gretzky days, Gretzky in 1988 goes to the LA Kings, and everything changed from there. The Kings are 28-19-5. The Oilers are 23-24-4. The Oilers are 13 points back of a wild card spot, and LA is 2 points back of a wild card spot. Both of these teams need a win tonight. The Oilers are 5-4-1 in their last 10. Kings are 4-6 in their last 10. Talbot, maybe the starter. Kemper is likely the starter. Apparently, he was the first one off the ice in practice. The goalie is the first one off the ice in practice. Is usually the guy starting the game. That's part of how they know who the starter is going to be that night. LA, you've got to jump on the Oilers. You've got to take them down and hope that Connor McDavid doesn't bring his 4-goal game with him. Connor McDavid is intimidating when he's on. Really intimidating when he's not as well. But when he's on, he is the best in the league. He won the Art Ross last year. He can win the Art Ross again this year. He can will his way to it. I really believe that. And tonight it's the Kings that get to try to stop him. And for the Oilers, this is another one of those things that's driven me nuts about the Oilers this year. Like, if they win tonight, they get to 500. And they're still going to be quite a ways out of a wild card. Still not a playoff team. But they haven't been able to get above 500 and start to cultivate a winning record and start to bring themselves at least into, I don't know, telescope range of the playoffs. This is usually where they'll fall back. They're coming off of a strong game against the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is usually this year where the Oilers will dip. And that dip would be a loss. And again, you know, full marks to the Oilers for saying we're not done, we're going to make the playoffs. But the math just doesn't work. The math just doesn't work for the Oilers to make the playoffs. There's too many teams to jump past and too many points to make up. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Yeah, it's just 3 games. There's no point drawing it out. Hit like and subscribe, though, if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.